Good day, DENSI Burlington.
This is WDEN.
Your complete newscast for all the latest and greatest breaking news for DENSI 2013.
I'm Tracy, and I'm pretty sure that we all know who the button pusher is here, Brandon.
Well, leading the news today are Den epiphanies from 3 more DENSI people.
Okay, I had my Den epiphany, and I think it was the moment that I arrived for my first summer institute, which was the excursion at sea. And the first night we met, we had all of these educators in one room, and I just remember looking around thinking, my goodness, all of these people understand what this is all about. And it was just so great to be in a place where everyone got it. And from that point on, I have been hooked on the Den.
My Den epiphany was not actually when I got hired by Discovery. It wasn't even in the first couple of months after I got hired, but it was actually when I was attending my very first P&C conference in Pennsylvania. And my job was to work the booth and to kind of interact with the various Den members and kind of get up to speed on the community. And I decided I was going to do some interviews for the podcast that I was doing at the time, which is being done much more professionally now as by David Fisher in the Den Zone. But at that time, I was going to be interviewing some of the various Den stars, and most of them were fairly new because we hadn't even been around for quite a year yet. And that's when I met R.J. Stangerlin. And I made one simple request of her. I said, I'm going to put a microphone in your face, and I want you to just tell me your thoughts about the Den. And about 3 hours later, literally 3 hours later, she started kind of wrapping it up. Her passion and enthusiasm, what she did that day was define for me PLN better than anybody I've ever heard it. And she couldn't do it in just 1 or 2 sentences, but she just went on and on about the different connections that she'd made and the way people inspired her and so on. And what it really did was impress upon me just how this is much, much more than a community. It's more than even a movement. It's more than even a family. This is, it's quite simply, in my mind at the time, it was the future of education and the future of what everybody needed to be doing as educators. So that, in a nutshell, was my Den epiphany.
I have had many Den epiphanies, but the very first Den epiphany that I've had was my very first Den when Steve said, you're going to create a project and I don't care how you do it, you just got to get it done. And I didn't know what to do because I didn't have any goals, objectives, a rubric to follow. And I asked somebody what to do, and they said, do what you know how to do and do it the best you can. And I've never had anyone tell me to do that before. I've always been told, no, we can't do that, that's too hard, too difficult, our people don't know how to do that. And so my Den epiphany was when I was told to be me.
Recently, we learned that the Shelburne School District is in desperate need of a teacher for their K-12 comprehensive school. Our veteran reporter, Michael Blair, was sent to interview an applicant for the position.
Hi, this is Michael Blair reporting for DEN News. We're live here at the schoolhouse. There's a serious educational problem. We've only had one applicant apply for the position, and so I would like to interview her on camera. Ma'am, can I have your name?
Rita.
And Rita, what qualifications do you have to teach here?
I think that I could do a pretty good job here. This would suit me really well because I think in a school situation like this, you're going to have to draw on your creativity. You don't have a lot of gadgets and so forth to engage the students. And so I'm going to have to really draw in on my own knowledge, my knowledge from my fellow farmers, my fellow country people, and just, I think I would be well qualified.
Well, we have some very high technology stuff. I want to know, can you use a chalkboard? Do you know how to use a chalkboard?
I do, but I seem to always get my clothes always kind of dirty, so I don't know if there's a dress code here or if you give aprons to use them, but I think I could adapt. I could adapt.
Oh yes, there's definitely a dress code. Head to foot, gotta be totally dressed. Okay?
Like with a bonnet and everything?
Bonnet and everything.
No.
Okay. Done.
Do you know how to use that?
Yeah. Well,
Go ahead.
we have another technology. Are you really good at engineering, like heating and cooling systems?
No, actually, I'm a very, very cold person, so I like it really warm, so I don't know if this is the same at the dorms, that I could just open a window to make it a little warmer here. I think I could do that.
Well, in order to have the job, you got to show us how you can work this heating and cooling system. Think you're up to it?
I think I could. So,
How
do I have
some
to use
chairs?
that, or can I just heat and cool? Because I'd like to just open that window to make it a little warmer in here.
We have one more important question.
Okay.
Are you married?
I am
Oh, then you're not qualified, sorry. You have to be a single marm.
a single mom.
Single marm.
What's a mom?
School marm?
I don't even know what that is.
I don't know. I think we better find somebody
I
else.
could change my last name, but I would like to keep my husband. But could he be a student?
Well, maybe. That's a good idea. I never thought about that.
We're always constantly learning. Why is there an age on schools? Why couldn't my husband be in here with some 8 or 12 or how old are these kids anyway?
K to 12.
He would do just well. He would be fine.
Rita, we have another question for you. We want to know if you can use this form of technology.
Gosh, I don't know if I know how to use this, but I think Brandon might.
Okay, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
We'll let you know in 3 weeks when the Pony Express comes whether you have the job or not.
Okay, I'll wait by the road every day.
That was not funny.
It kind of was funny. But in your defense and as your team leader, it was a carbon monoxide detector. Our next story has some interesting twists to it. Have you ever seen the movie The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo?
I fell asleep about 20 minutes into it.
Yeah, I think I did too, but still. We have a girl here, and she has her own tattoo, and it pretty much made the headlines. Here from WDEN, and I have Tara Lee who's going to tell us an interesting story that happened to her at a hotel. Try to top this one.
Morning, everybody. All right, so I'm at the Best Western Hotel, and I'm going down for breakfast with Susan Baldwin. And we were getting our food, and all of a sudden this gentleman stands right beside me, and he looks at my foot, and as soon as he sees my foot, he goes, "Oh, ma'am, I need a picture of that tattoo. Do you mind if I have a photo with you with that tattoo?" I'm like, "All right, sure, I guess that's fine." He goes, I am a women's martial arts instructor, and women who have tattoos on their foot are strong, powerful women, and they can stick up for themselves."
Oh, she's definitely strong and powerful. She is a den girl.
You bet. So then he goes, "But you're going to have to come with me." That's when I'm like, "Oh." So he brings me around the corner just in the hallway.
So you went. Oh, Curly.
I did. I'm a kid. Everybody, I do. So I can see Susan still in the back corner of my eye, but he brings me around the corner and he lays down on the floor, just sprawled out. He's laying on the floor.
In the middle of a hotel.
Yes.
Wait a minute, Dennis, I think we need to model these too.
No, we don't.
So he lays down. He's laying down on the floor, and then he's like, "Okay, ma'am, give me your foot." So I'm like, "Okay." I with my shoe, I step on his chest, and he says, "No, take your shoe off."
Bare feet.
Bare feet. I'm bare feet. So I take my feet off.
Take your feet off.
I take my shoe off. So I put it on his chest. He goes, "No, not on my chest." He grabs my foot and he shoves it down on his nose. On his nose.
No way.
So let me think here. Your foot is on this man's nose as he's laying on the ground.
Yes, it is. Things were going through my mind already, but too far gone, I guess. So yeah, he goes, "Okay, push harder, as if you're pinning me to the ground." So I'm pushing harder, and he goes, "Okay." Then he gives me his camera. "Take my picture now. Take my picture of my foot with your tattoo, squishing my face so that you're powerful and you're in charge." And I clicked. He got up right away. He shook my hand. He says, "Thank you very much. I'm from New Jersey."
He's from New Jersey.
He's from New Jersey.
So, about how long was this whole incident taking place with you? That's awkward. Awkwardness.
Very awkward. I just arrived here. I'm like, "Oh no."
Well, welcome to Vermont.
Thank you. I'm very welcomed.
So we came back to the hotel this morning. I had to pick up my luggage and all. And this is, for recreating the scene, this is the actual hallway, right here. Just lay down, like this. That's the exact spot where everything happened. It was in March.
Well, that's our report from the hotels in Vermont. Who knew? Maybe you could have an adventure like that here. Welcome to Vermont. If you didn't get a chance to attend the Face the Music last night, we have some great footage for you. Stay tuned to find out what happens after hours at DENSI 2013.
Kelly!
I'm telling you, this is not easy. No, that's excellent. Look, I got a little change there, like you're in a movie.
Was she on the color guard or something?
We go to a lot of music festivals.
It's not your Christmas. Hey, right around me. Name the movie.
Caddyshack.
That's easy. That's normal.
Come on, guys.
Well, that's the news for today, but before we go, let's talk about the DEN Finger Awards. Went out to Kim and Mark for their DEN taxi service, the Densportation, if you will. And so well done, Kim and Mark.
Let's give them the finger. Woo! The DEN Finger was also given out today to our very own news anchor, Brandon, for pushing the right buttons.
Thank you. Thank you. Remember, just keep pushing buttons, people. Keep on believing.
Woo!
That's all the time we have for today. Stay tuned next time for a recap of the DEN Amazing Race. See you guys later.
See you later.